Hello everyone, I am Kshitija NP Pradarsini, the host for tonight's session. I welcome each and every one of you to the virtual conference on the topic cyberbully and its women rights of a woman. I would like to say some things about our organization. Society Changes is a student-based organization in Odisha. We organize daily webinars and all other social events. Today I am very happy to say that the webinar which we will be doing today is very interesting and different. Today we have Ms. Pooja Sanjay Oja with us, who is a civil lawyer in Karnataka, born in Rajasthan and brought up in Belgaum. She completed her BBA LLB from RL College. Not only an advocate, but she is also an eminent and efficient speaker. She is also a model cum anchor and has worked for many top brands like Matrix and launched programs of mobile brands like Vivo, Moto and Samsung. She has won the title of Miss Glitz 2018. So without wasting any time, let's welcome her. Now I would like to request our President Sri Sarada Prasad Das for a welcome speech.
Thank you, Sitija. I would like to welcome Miss Pooja Oja, who is present today with us as our guest of honor and the chief speaker for today's program. As you all know about today's program, that is the cyber bully, we have done this webinar to actually give you all our knowledge or idea about what actually a cyber bully is and what we can do to protect the rights of a woman or any girls who is being harassed in like cyber crimes and all these things. So what one person can actually do to prevent all these things. So this webinar is all about that, and we are very grateful that Miss Oja is ready to give a speech or deliver us the broad idea or basic thing that a common people can understand. And we are really delighted to have her with us today. And like I would say, everyone who is listening today's webinar, like today in this conference, video conference, or afterwards, who all will be watching this same video in Facebook, Instagram, or any other places like social media platforms, I want you all to understand one thing, that rights we are being given for our benefits, but we also have some duties. There are certain rights that are being violated in this Indian society, as like we do not have that patriarchal society. We actually have a like male dominated society, but with this male dominated idea, now things are changing. Women are doing all these things that a man can do, and even women are doing certain things that man cannot do. Like if we will if we will give an example of certain thing, like a woman when gives birth, she suffers a pain equivalent to that of fracture, but we are like taking granted to women every time. And many of time when we like do such shits over like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook and other places, that creates a lot of like problem for them in their personal life. Their peace gets disturbed and many other such things. Recently we too had such an example, like one of our group member who posted just a webinar poster in one of their college group. So the engineering students of that particular college group, they started using slangs and other words. Like they compared this webinar poster with other certain like very rubbish things, not our today's webinar, but other things. Like their motive was a girl cannot do such things. As she is doing such things, let's pull their leg. So this is the broad idea that needs to be changed. Like we call ourselves society changers. I would like to give ma'am a brief idea, like Sitija said, about our organization. So this is a student-based organization. Youth volunteers are also there in this organization. This organization was established in 2014 with a goal and aim to change society for the greater good. So what we need to actually change in society? Education is a must for everyone, and healthcare system should be there for all. We have this motto since 2014, and we are working on that. And now we are active in like more over 12 districts of Odisha, and we are planning to expand our organization to 30 districts. Our organization is not only for social work, it is also to protect the right of every civilians, be it a boy, be it a girl. Many a times we have seen certain things happen, and we have helped those girls or women file a cyber case. So this webinar that we are doing today is just to give a brief idea what cyber case is and how long can it take a person. Like suppose anyone is doing any bully thing, kind of bully thing, to like they are harassing a woman and she files a cyber case. Like in Odisha you can directly go to online portal and file a cyber case. Like if one does so, so how long can this cyber case go, and what consequences can it cause to the person who is doing this bully act. Like people are taking these things granted. Like in India we have a very big problem with these things. Like when we were not, like we didn't have such technologies of free internet, people used to share these bullshit messages everywhere, and they used to harass. Like if they get a girl's number, they feel that can do anything, or they can call like they will talk rubbishly. Like many of my friends also have like known about these things. Like when they will be giving, like suppose a person gives a call, and like am I audible? Hello? Okay. So like if any person like gets a girl's number and he calls it, if even if it's wrong number, like earlier these things used to happen. So they will call, and when a girl picks the phone, they will be like, okay, we will disturb this person. And this was like thing that is like the morality of people. Like in these days, the morality of people have gone to another extent, that they are using this internet, which is a good thing actually. They are using it in a very bad way, and they're utilizing it in a like such a way that a girl or woman does not feel safe on Facebook. Like if you think or if you do a survey in these days, many girls are on Instagram, but they do not use Facebook that much because of these fake IDs, this moral bullying or some things. But we need to understand what a cyber crime is, and what a cyber case can go for, means how far it can go, and what consequences it can create to the person who is doing such things. Like I would request Sitija NP Priyadarshani to welcome ma'am, so that she will elaborate us the whole idea of this thing or webinar, and tell us about how length, means how far this case can go. I hope ma'am will tell us about all these things in a very mm, good way. And I believe the friends who are joined with us today will definitely ask their question. Like our anchor will guide you how you need to ask the question. Just follow the rule, and do not like unmute yourself or turn on your videos unnecessarily. We will ask you, then only you do it. Like let's listen and understand as if we need to know. That's it. Thank you everyone. Let's continue the program. Over to you, Sitija.
Thank you, Sarda. Now I would like to call Pooja ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Yes, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. It feels really great to have, to be around such people who are doing so great for the society. Society changes, the name itself explains your work, and also wishing you luck as you told that you'll want to expand your journey and your society changes brand or anything. So, wishing you luck with that. And also, quickly, we're going to start with today's session. So, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm not going to complicate things so that everybody can understand it easily. I'm going to be up to the mark how things work, what all, there are rules or laws that our Indian Penal Code has got. So, yes, quickly, I'm going to share the screen now. Give me 2 minutes. I'm sharing the screen. Okay. So first of all, for today. So today we are going to discuss what is bullying, next what is cyberbullying, then a very brief introduction, a very quick introduction, and then we are going to compare what is in-person bullying and what is cyberbullying. And after that, we are going to go with facts of cyberbullying. I am going to produce some statistics, present statistics, and then after that, cyberbullying laws in India that we have, which includes the penalties, punishments, and then the main point, how to stop bullying. So first thing in a layman's term and also very general term, what is bullying? So when someone who hurts you or frightens someone else, often over a
Excuse
period
me,
of
ma'am.
time.
Sorry to
Yes.
disturb, ma'am. Your screen is not visible.
Okay, the slide is not visible.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'll do it right away. I'm extremely
Yes,
sorry for
ma'am.
the inconvenience.
It's okay, ma'am.
Is it visible now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
It's visible.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll repeat myself once again. So today we are going to discuss first is what is bullying in general term, and then what is cyberbullying, a very brief introduction about cyberbullying, and after that we are going to compare what is in-person bullying and what is cyberbullying. After that we'll move to facts of cyberbullying, wherein I'm going to produce the statistics, and after that cyberbullying laws in India, which includes the punishments for all the cyberbullying and related laws, and after that how to stop bullying. So, in general term, what is bullying? When someone who hurts you or frightens someone else, often over a period of time, and often forcing them to do something that they do not want to do, is bullying. Moving forward to what is cyberbullying.
American Bully.
Sorry. Okay, cyberbullying. So, cyberbullying happens when someone threatens, harasses, or embarrasses the victim using technology by digital device. And cyberbullying can occur through, SMS, text apps, or through social media, where people can view, participate, or share content. So, cyberbullying includes sending, posting, or sharing negative, harmful, false, or mean content about someone else. So that is cyberbullying. So now we're going to have a quick introduction about cyberbullying. So comments like "Go kill yourself," "Why are you still alive?" "You are so ugly." When teens and preteens post such
Okay.
mean, can you please mute yourself?
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, sorry.
So when teens and preteens post such mean, hurtful, and embarrassing and tormenting messages on social media repeatedly, it is called cyberbullying. I'm sure all of you have heard about ragging, correct? We have all heard about ragging in here. Cyberbullying, on the other hand, is a side story. Today I'm here to put it front and center, so let's all get ready to feel a little uncomfortable because sometimes the painful truth is uncomfortable. What if I told you in a recent study conducted by the Hindustan Times that India ranks third in the world for the number of cyberbullying victims, right behind China and Singapore? Cyberbullying is like ragging on the internet repeatedly, except it happens in front of the hundreds or thousands of mutual friends. And because it happens on the internet, those offensive messages never go away. They are scars that remain on the cyberbullying victim. Sadly, this hidden scourge of cyberbullying is something that no one likes to talk about. They don't even like to admit that it exists, and yet millions and millions of people around the world suffer from it every single day. They go through low self-esteem issues, depression, more likely to drop out of school or more likely to get into alcoholism or drugs, and in rare cases, even commit suicides. It is awful and it needs to stop. Now we are going to compare in-person bullying versus cyberbullying. So as you can see in person, it is face-to-face bullying because here the bully can see you and can bully you right in front. Okay. And in cyberbullying, it so happens that the bully can bully you anytime, 24 into 7 into 365 days. Next point is the bully here can find a safe place or escape because when the bully is right in front of you, if you go to take an action, the person can run off and it can become difficult at times to find the person. But here in cyberbullying, there is no such safe place and it is hard to escape. I'm pretty sure people are going to think that they can delete their accounts and stuff, but the cyber branch has got a lot of contacts, and also the technology is so much further today that from where the people log in through IP addresses and all through cyber cafes, we can find out where the person had logged in. Next, in person, limited to onlookers. When a person is bullying you right in front, the surrounding or the picturized thing it happens is when the people are there in the scenario, they can see you, they can listen to the comments. But here, the comments are shared wide to wide audience. It can go viral within seconds because today we know that we can become a sensation overnight. People get famous for some silly videos and for whatnot. And here in person, bullying can be identified because when a person is bullying you right in front of you, it becomes easier for you to identify the person. But here in cyberbullying, the bully can be anonymous, so it can become difficult to figure out who it is, what it is, because in today's date, we have n number of fake accounts. If you open these accounts, there are zero posts, zero followers, and these accounts follow thousands of accounts. Now talking about facts of cyberbullying. So statistics of cyberbullying, which helps in discovering that bullying in school kids is at majority. To understand what is cyberbullying, I will tell you some facts of it. It goes, 1 in 4 kids have been bullied more than once, and in total, 43% of the kids have fallen prey of cyberbullying or anti-bullying. And also, India ranks at number 3 in the list of online bullying cases, as per the survey conducted by Microsoft in 25 countries. 70% of the cyberbullying or anti-bullying activities happen over Facebook, and also Instagram these days is trending. Usage of mobile phones by almost 80% of the teens makes it a common and popular medium for anti-bullying. It has been believed by the 81% of youth that getting away with online bullying is easy as compared to traditional bullying. And 90% of teens agree that have ignored the cyberbullying, while some of the youth have taken a step to stop bullying. As we all know, that people really are not upfront, and they feel that this is going to harm their reputation, and not everybody comes forward. And also very important point where many people yesterday just DM'd me saying that why only women rights are we going to talk about, and why are you only focusing on women? Because girls are the more preferred victims of cyberbullying as compared to boys, and many of you all will agree today. Next is victims of cyberbullying or anti-bullying are 2 to 9 times more prone to committing suicide. Now, we are quickly going to see what are the laws present in India. So first we'll start with the Information Technology Act 2000, which is amended in 2008 now. So I'm going to focus only on the sections related to our topic today. So starting with the first one, Section 66 of IT Act says that it is related to computer offenses and are dealt with under this section. Section 66 is now evident one with list of offenses. Now, Section 66A, sending offensive messages through communication services or causing annoyance, etc., through an electronic communication or sending an email to mislead or deceive the recipient about the origin of such messages. And also commonly, this is known as email spoofing. This is all covered in this section, Section 66A. And the punishment for this act is imprisonment up to 3 years or fine, depending on the case. Moving to next section, that is Section 66D. This deals with cheating by personation using computer resource or a communication device shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which extends to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine which may extend to rupees 1 lakh. Now, section 66E. This is very important section for our topic because this includes privacy violation. So this says publishing or transmitting private area of any person without his or her consent, etc. And the punishment for this is 3 years imprisonment or 2 lakh rupees fine or both, looking at the seriousness of the case. Moving forward with section 67, that is publishing obscene material. So this deals with publishing or transmitting obscene material in the electronic form, that is using your phones, laptops, tablets, etc. Publishing or transmitting obscene material in electronic form is dealt with here in this section. So the corrupt person who are likely to read the matter contained in it shall be punished with first conviction for a term of 3 years and fine of 5 lakh rupees. And if again that is in second conviction, the term will be 5 years and fine will be 10 lakh rupees or even both. Now this also, after this is also child pornography is included in cyberbullying, as many of them ignore about it because, and here according law, according a constitution, children are the age group below 18 years, maybe a guy or a girl below 18 years are known as children. So child pornography has been exclusively dealt with section 67B after amendment, depicting children engaged in sexuality explicit act, creating text or digital images, or advertising or promoting such material depicting children in obscene or indecent manner, etc., or facilitating abusing
Har Har
children
Modi, Ghar Ghar Modi.
or inducing children to online relationships.
Sarda bhai, kindly remove those who are violating the rules.
I am glad that we have Modi fans here. Thank you so much for joining, sir. It would be great honor if you would just mute yourself. Shall we begin again?
Ma'am, you can continue.
Yes. So punishment for child pornography is during the first conviction, the imprisonment is maximum for 5 years and fine of rupees 10 lakhs. And in the event of subsequent convictions with imprisonment of 7 years and fine up to 10 lakh rupees. Now, moving forward with the Indian Penal Code sections. So section 354A, which says demand for sexual favors, etc. So a man committing any of the acts, that is a demand or request for sexual favors or showing pornography against the will of a woman or making sexually colored remarks shall be guilty of the offense of sexual harassment and may be punished with rigorous imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years or with fine or with both. And in case of the first two, and with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 1 year or with fine or with both. The court always comes up with one solution, whatever is this serious matter, and then they decide the punishment. So this is completely the discretion of the court looking into the matter. Next, section 354C, voyeurism. So what is voyeurism will be explained here next, as including the act of capturing the image of a woman engaging in a private act or disseminating said image without her consent. For the act to qualify as voyeurism, the circumstances must be such where the woman would usually have the expectation of not being observed either by the perpetrator or by any other person by his behest of perpetrator. So many a times, because these days this thing happens a lot, wherein we see that maybe a couple or someone is in a relationship and they are having whatever personal their private in their private place. So here a woman will not ever expect anything to go outside because this is that happens within four walls. So that includes voyeurism when such pictures or images without your consent goes out. Next is section 354D, that is cyber stalking. Again, a very important section for our matter. So, Section 354D was introduced, a provision for stalking, which also covers cyber stalking. Stalking has been defined to mean an act where a man follows or contacts a woman despite clear indication of disinterest to such contact by the women, or monitors the cyber activity or use of the internet or electronic communication of a woman. A man committing the offense of stalking would be liable for imprisonment up to 3 years or the first offense, and shall also be liable to fine, and for any subsequent conviction would be liable for imprisonment up to 5 years and with fine. And also there are specific amendments that have taken place made by the code. There exist certain other provisions under this act. Okay, so these are Section 499, to defame a person. So, to defame a person is to do an act with the intention of harming the reputation of the person. And defamation by publication of visible representations of an imputation concerning the women, when done with the intention to harm a reputation, is punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine, or with both. Next, looking into section 503, threats made to any person with injury to her reputation, either in order to cause alarm to her or to make her change her course of action regarding anything she would otherwise do or not do for that matter. Or we can say the act of blackmailing a person or on the interest was done in the case mentioned about, like as I told in section 499, to defame a person. Next, section 509. So, any person who utters any word or makes any sound or gesture or exhibits any object with the intention that such word, sound, or gesture or object be heard or seen by a woman and insult her modesty or intrudes her privacy may be charged under this section and imprisoned for a term that may extend to 3 years, and also with fine. Instances of lewd comments or remarks made over the internet or other explicit images and content forcibly shared over the web may be penalized under this section. Moving next, after listening to all this, we have punishments, and there are some laws related to it and all. Also, we can put it to an end. So, what are the steps that we can take, or how we can stop this thing? Is first thing that we have to follow is do not respond or retaliate, because sometimes all the perpetrators are looking for is a reaction, and according to them, by responding to them you are giving them power and over you, and if you don't respond or retaliate you are in fact curbing their power. Usually all this is more like whenever you respond to anyone, so they understand this one thing: if the other person is entertaining me, the other person is affected by me, so all we have to do is show them that we are not affected. So if we not respond, the other person is not going to do anything. Okay, so first thing what we have to do is to not respond or to not retaliate. Next very important thing is to keep the evidence safe. So, in the cases of cyberbullying, the only positive aspect for the victim is that they can capture and save the evidences of cyberbullying. And they can show the same for providing that they have fallen prey to the offense of cyberbullying. Like in case if you go further day, because in case if things get worse, so now you have to take help of cyber branch or some cyber lawyers. So they ask for is evidence. So here, because you don't know who the bully is, all you have is their messages or some comments or whatever pictures or anything that they have shared with you all. So make sure you either take screenshots or save the images or something like that, so that this can help you for the later stage or later part to prove yourself. Next important thing is reach out for help. So when the bully is not stopping and is continuously bullying you, so you have to reach out to the best cybercrime India lawyers for the help. They will not only advise you but will help you in the entire procedure and will get out of the situation of cyberbullying, because they will listen to you, they will help you with the process, how to process with the situation and assist you to walk through it, because those people will be the right person to help you out in this matter. Next is use of technology. So most social media apps provide the option of either reporting a person or blocking a person. As we all know, we have come across these options several times. So now what we have to do is we have to make use of it. This may not end the problem instantly, but when the bully finds out that he has been blocked or reported, he might end it. Or maximum what he can do is he can come up with another account. So as I told the first point, if you stop responding or if you're not retaliating, how long is he going to continue? Because he's some random person sitting in some random place and just wants entertainment, or is a jobless unemployed person who has nothing to do. So if it is not working in your case, he will find another target. And if everybody starts doing the same, start ignoring and not giving them power, they are not going to do anything more. Okay, so we have to make the right use of the technology, because these apps have the options of blocking and reporting, and they actually work at some extent. Moving forward, protect your account safe. So here what I'm trying to say is that you have to never share your passwords to anyone, even who sounds familiar to you. You have to stop sharing your passwords or personal data. To stop bullying, do not give passwords to anyone, not even to your closest friends, because many known people itself take the disadvantages of all such things. So keep your accounts and passwords protected, and do not let anybody to snoop through your sensitive information or any personal information for that matter. And next is keep your social profile and interaction safe. So social media presence has become the part and parcel of everybody's life, as we all know. But while posting and interacting with people on social platforms, we have to keep a few things in our minds. So those are, we have to always be mindful of what you post. See, being kind to others online will help you to keep you safe. So we have to stop sharing anything that could hurt or embarrass anyone for that matter, because our constitution gives us the right or freedom of speech, but also we have some limits to freedom of speech, wherein we have to, limit ourselves, or there are boundaries wherein you just cannot tell anything that you wish to. When they say freedom of speech, that means without hurting anybody else's sentiments. So after that, next is think about who sees what you post online. Okay, like we have options on Instagram that is complete strangers or friends, friends of friends. So privacy settings lets you control who sees what. So your privacy is in your hands now. So we are the one who has to choose wisely to who will watch our stories or whatever we post, because many times it happens that we are not taking care of all these things wherein we have the control in our hand, and we are the one who is giving the control and power to someone else. So please, whoever is in this session now, make sure after this session you all go through your privacy settings, see if if you need to change some settings or any privacy settings, please go ahead and do it, and secure what you are doing and others are watching. Next, do not open emails from sources you do not know, and do not download attachment unless you're expecting an attachment from someone else, because I don't know how many of you all are actually aware of it, but then a few months back or till last year and all, this was really trending. You must have seen on your walls, Facebook walls, that people used to post that my account is hacked, and there is, if you receive any such messages or any attachments, please don't download it, because if you download it, your personal data will be transferred directly. So you all have to always make sure what you have to open, which emails, and even if you're opening, what to download and what not to download. Next, very important point that we have to stop, and this is something that most of us keep doing. Okay, that is, we have to stop downloading free media from downloading software that is not legally approved, and which is not regulated basically. Because what happens is, these days, this watching of series and etc., everything is trending, right? Everybody wants to watch it first. Many of us don't have subscriptions, so what we do is go for shortcuts. We go to this illegal websites, and next what we do is we download it from there, wherein they are taking our personal data. Many of the people are, have been targeted because of this. So we have to take care of this small things which actually play a very important role. So thank you so much. That was it from my end. And I
Thank
just
you,
I just
ma'am.
hope that it was clear enough and in a very simple and layman's language that I have told you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I want to call Sartha to say something.
Thank you, Sitija, and thank you, ma'am, for this like a very great session. But one thing I would like to ask, ma'am, do you have any personal means like you post against like these BJP fellows and all? I believe so. So
Okay,
to them,
so
one thing I will say, like you say about nationalism, you say about Hindutva, you say about Sanatan Dharma. But today the topic of this program is something else. It shows how great our women are. They are discussing about certain topics openly regarding cyber case. And you people who do not have any job or something, creating fake IDs, joining and playing songs, we can easily edit this thing. It will take a little 1 minute or 2 minute time more for us. But the way you are showing your culture, it shows your upbringing. Like this is a program that is going on. Ma'am is delivering something speech and she is saying about something else. Like if you have any personal rivalry, you can directly face her, but you fear that she is an advocate, she can do something. Like even now, if you are doing such things, the whole meeting is being recorded. We can still sue you over court over these silly things. Like if you guys are present over here, first of all, behave. Behaving does not take any means more thing. Like if you can behave in a good way, that's good. You say you are the fan of Modi ji and all, but do you think they would have done these things as you are doing, like any roadside Romeos or certain things? Like if you feel you are so much delighted Bhakta or anything, but at least you should have patience for everything. Like there will be questions who would like you would be given chance to ask questions. Our anchor would have called. This was not in the part of this webinar that I will come in between and I have to interfere. But because of your behavior, I has to come. Like I will personally deal with this problem and our organization can personally file cyber case regarding you. Like see, what you people are doing is really pathetic. And like apart from this, I have certain things to ask like ma'am. Like if anything like such happens, we should ignore these things. Our team is like managing it. They are muting and they are removing them, and we are really sorry that in our platform you have to face such. So one thing is like ma'am said that we should wait till certain period of time before like filing any case or something. Yes, Tanya, you can ask in the chat box, and our anchor will call you. And those who will be called, they can turn on their video and they will say. See, ma'am, so the about this, like if any person is like waiting for certain thing, like ma'am said, if someone is bullying around in cyber like crime area who are doing such things, like they are waiting for a target for entertainment. What
yes.
ma'am said, and if we have patient, if we will be patiently waiting and we will like ignore them or do such things, then what will happen that they will like they don't get any attention and they will stop. But ma'am, I have a question that if we will be waiting for like them and we will not punish them or we will not sue them in court or we will not take any action against them, then it will definitely create problem for other person. Like not everyone is same. Like at first step, I request everyone, every girl present over in this webinar to take action. At least go to your nearest police station and at least file an FIR. That is very easy thing. Get a copy. That person will fear this thing. And the second thing that I will ask to ma'am is that a privacy control. Like we say that India is a developing country, but still in India, women cannot go freely anywhere after 9 p.m. And like this privacy thing is like if we are like creating this privacy thing in social media too. So that is like, ma'am, let me complete. So that will be like it's what protecting women in cyber media too. That's a good thing. But ma'am, see, like if we will allow this bully, like if in a major scale, if we can stop this, then it can have a like effect as of my view. And I would like ma'am to say regarding this. And after that, like I would like to ask our anchor to who have asked questions in a good way. She will allow them, and they will come and they will say something. Over to you, Sitija.
Thank you so much, Sarda. Now we will have a small question and answer session with ma'am. So the interested ones, please write your questions in the chat box.
Yes, so I can see Sujit Hiremat's question. Where are these cases tried? Which courts have jurisdiction to try this to related to cyber law? So usually cyber law cases are dealt with the civil courts. So they have the jurisdiction to deal with these cases. Is masquerading part of cyberbullying? Yes, it is. That is the primary federal law court. How can we detect cyber attacks and respond to them? Okay, Tanya has also asked a question. How can we detect cyber attacks and respond to them? Okay, so we can detect cyber attacks because, as I told, what is cyberbullying is nothing but then when you get all these negative comments or someone is trying to, um, defame you or with this obscene messages or something like that. So here you can detect that you have been, having this cyber attacks and all that. So here you can do is you can go to your near police station wherein you can show all the data that you have. As I told you, you'll have to save it as an evidence, and then you have to show them, and then they will ask you to report your account. And once you report the account, it will not immediately stop. When if you still receive such messages, then the cyber branch will take care of it. The police station will take all these identities, the ID of those Instagram or Facebook whatsoever, and they will block the account directly, and after that you cannot see the account will no longer exist. Okay, so for how long a cyber case can go, it depends. It depends on the judge, because it so happens in Indian courts that we take dates and all. So it will not take much time, but then yes, it will go for a longer time because I don't belong to cyber branch, so I have never dealt with such cases. Next is how what qualifies to get police involved for cyberbullying? Anything for that matter. Even if someone is misusing your picture just as a WhatsApp DP or is just using your user ID, can be considered as cyberbullying, and the police can take action against it. Whenever the procedure prescribed in CRPC is followed, or some special procedure is prescribed, by law, because it is a new law and there are many amendments that are taking place. So yes, there are procedures against this. Is there any recent case that shows the importance within national jurisdiction of countries of having a cyber law or cyber crime? Yes, there are recent cases, especially in 2020, related to Tamil Nadu. So you can go through it, wherein you will understand the cyber law and its importance and how they have been implementing in India. If you want me to tell the name, I can also tell you which case it was. In 2017, Madan B. Lokur and Deepak Gupta, that was the case. First, we have to register a complaint by cybercrime cell or of local police, or we can institute a suit first. First, you will have to go to the police station. They will take the action, and then you can go with the legal suit. Like there are civil lawyers, and all do we have cyber lawyers? Yes, there are specific cyber lawyers. Can we ask by unmuting because it's kind of consuming time to type questions? Yes. First of all, thanks for this informative presentation. Could you elaborate a bit about cybercrime insurance? So yes, as it is new, there is no much about cyber insurance, but then there are bills that are produced. So hopefully that will be passed real soon.
Ma'am, there are a few more questions. Can you please check?
Yes. Kumudini, do you feel that there is a necessity for simplification of privacy policies for laymen? Yes, there is a necessity for all the people to simplify such privacy policies because there are a lot of misuses that are happening here, and we have to take care of it. Sujit, can you unmute and ask? Sujit, next is how to deal with delay in police investigation. Usually, in such matters, there is no such delay in police investigation because there was one case that happened with myself wherein I took help of this police from Belgaum police station. So I know about here. My thing was cleared in within like 5 or 6 days. That's it. It did not take much of time to block the account directly from the cyber, and police really helped me with this thing. There's a limitation period to file suit for cyberbullying. So there is no such limitation as per now, which is mentioned, but then everything has a limitation according law. There is condonation of delay. I guess he can unmute himself.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, Sujit, you are audible.
Yeah, okay. No, I had this one question in my mind regarding
Actually, ma'am is not there. She will come.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, Sujit, you can ask now. Sujit, you can ask now.
Hello.
Yeah,
Ma'am, you're audible.
yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah, you can ask.
Okay. Yeah.
Can we move with next question because we have 3 minutes left?
Sujit, please unmute.
Skip.
Okay, so that's all for the questionnaire, I guess. Any more questions?
Do
Okay,
we have
so the
questions?
way ma'am,
Actually, we had a question on our Instagram. So, like, I would like to read that question. So, one person has written that in this question. So, she is a student of a college PMEC, and in their official college group, somebody is using slangs and sending options things. So, in that regarding, many people are supporting them. So, in that case, she is asking what will be the punishment for those people who are sharing these things and who are using slangs and who are like supporting them. So, like what will be the if the case proves to be true, then what will happen if she has all the details and what will she do? She has already filed an FIR, but she is asking regarding this to ma'am.
Okay, so she wants to know what is the punishment and all this. So yes, first of all, bullying is a crime, and as I told about obscene messages and all, or any pictures for that matter, whenever it is shared to any girl or any such words, slangs being used, so there is imprisonment for 3 years with fine, and if there are subsequent cases, then it can go up to 7 years or 10 years with fine or both, looking at the seriousness of the cases. And as I told, there is a procedure to be followed, and I told you all that you'll have to take help of the cyber branch, cyber lawyers, because there are specific lawyers for this matters who will actually assist you properly. So yes, you all can take their help, and it is really helpful. They help you because, as I told, the same thing had happened with me, wherein I had to face a problem, and the police really helped me with it. So you all can do that. You all can take help, go step by step, make sure you all have all the evidences, so that, because when you go to the police station, first thing they ask is to show the evidence what has happened, and they look into the matter how serious it is, because sometimes some people use your photos, or sometimes they are sending you some wrong messages for that matter and all. So that time when you have the screenshots, you'll produce it to them. They take all the user IDs and all. They also take your ID. Then in the police station itself, they ask you to block the person or report the account. And still, if it continues, because by one person reporting the account will not be blocked. Okay. So when the situation gets serious, the police will directly block the account, and then henceforth the account is blocked, and you will never receive such messages for that matter. Yeah, for criminal offenses, there is no limitation. It was my bad. I'm sorry.
Okay, the way ma'am explained all the questions was just awesome. Now I want Shubham Chaudhary to convey the vote of thanks to ma'am.
Am I audible? I'm
Shubham, you're not audible. Shubham, you're not audible.
Yeah, now am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Subham Chaudhary, the State Media Coordinator of Society Changes Organization. First of all, I would like to give thanks to Miss Pooja ma'am, who gave us some hours from a busy schedule. The way she explained all the questions was just mind blowing, and in fact, the way she explained us the facts was just awesome. Secondly, I would like to give thanks to our president of our organization, Sri Sarada Prasad Das, who is taking such initiatives to promote such trending topics in the form of webinars. And thirdly, like I would like to say that the webinar we are recording, and we will also post it in our social media handles. And we are also hoping that you all will like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubham. Ma'am, there is one last question. Please, can you answer that?
Yes. If there is no question, can I leave?
There is a question in chat box.
There is a question. Okay, wait. Any landmark judgments to decide what factors need to be considered while deciding what exactly constitutes bullying? So, as I told, yes, there are cases related to Tamil Nadu from 2017 to 2020. There are cases wherein you all can actually see what it has explained regarding the bullying, how it constitutes, and also how severe it can get. So I shall share it now itself. So in 2017's case, as I mentioned before also, Madan B. Lopur and Deepak Gupta. So there they have told about, here it was, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology had fallen ill. So it was related to that. And next case was Anil R. Dave and A. M. Khanvilkar. This was decided in 2016 by Supreme Court. So this was regarding the detention, and also your Article 22 of 5 was included, and it also constitutes about bullying. Then one more landmark case, was decided in this, according Tamil Nadu Prevention of Dangerous Activities of Bootleggers, Cyber Law Offenders, and Drug Offenders. So this is a combination of this case. So in this case, the answer, your question can be answered regarding the constitutes bullying. Factors of bullying. So, as I told, the main factors of bullying are when you get all these messages, any small thing where it is harmful for your reputation, or obscene messages or pictures, all these factors include bullying. Basically, when someone tries to overpower you and tries to threaten you over, often over a period, so that is bully. So these are the factors for bullying.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining with us today, and others who all are watching this program in our different social media handles like Facebook, YouTube, and other places. I would like them to subscribe to our YouTube channels. Ma'am will share the link in her Instagram. We will be sharing the links of the program who have missed it. And thank you, ma'am, for joining today. And for the remaining question, if ma'am gives some time, one person is asking
Okay.
particularly, I think she has interest. So after this recording turns off, so they like if ma'am gives time, then she can like say 2 or 3 things more.
Yes, I have another
So
one
thank you
of
everyone for
question.
joining today. Do like our page in Facebook, Society Changers, and subscribe our channel in YouTube, that is Society Changers. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you so much. So